Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all are doing well. Again, I'm back. I'm back at it again because we got some breaking news as of the past, 30, 45 minutes or so right now. Okay. We got some big news. Big news. And it's still very, very sad. No matter what, it's still a tragic piece of information, but I didn't expect to hear this at all today. Honestly, I thought this was going to be something that was going to be going on for a while. But I will say, I think we all can agree. We knew this was going to happen. I'm just going to be real. Not trying to be rude or anything like that or come off like cocky, trying to be cocky or anything. No, not at all. But it was, I got things I want to say. I'm going to say it in a little bit, but no matter what, okay, this is still information that we all should know about. But for some odd reason, this story, this case really flew under the radar, and I'll explain here why. I have my theories. I got my theories on why this flew under the radar. But no matter what, justice will prevail. I will say that. Justice will prevail. But this is all brand new information. I am shocked just as much as anybody else. Shout out to I Am Legacy for giving me the heads up on this information, on this breaking info, because this broke as of like the past 2 hours. Okay. And the wild thing is that I didn't know the last part. As I'm reading and finding out more information live, getting ready for this show, I found out more information, and it's not good news, guys. It's not good news. But nonetheless, they do have a piece of trash locked up right now, and he's facing some charges. I'll explain everything in just a minute. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping before we get everything moving. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below. This is breaking news, okay? Because like I said, this story, I don't know why, man, it really angers me. This one really flew under the radar, and I don't know why. Okay, so hit that like button down below. For those of y'all who haven't been able to do that, please do so. Help this story get out there, because I know there's a lot of people that were very invested into this story, and then there's some people who weren't. But at the same time, this is a story nonetheless that we should get out there and people need to know. So hit that like button, send it past 300 likes as you guys start to file in. That really does mean a lot. Can't be on for a very long time for this one. It is getting late in my neck of the woods, okay? And I still got shows and stories to tell you guys tomorrow as well. But still wanted to get this covered and talked about with you guys. So please hit that like button down below. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. I don't know what to tell you, man. Damn. You're missing out on the greatest show on earth. I mean, obviously I'm biased because, it's my show and all that. But please hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll thank me later, I guess. Or you'll just be really happy, filled with ooey goodness inside. How's that? Okay. So do me a favor and do that really quick. Let's get into everything. We got to get into this conversation because I can't be on for a super long time, but we're here for an informative time. Now, there is a woman, okay, 26-year-old Madeline Kingsbury that went missing on March 31st. Okay. She went missing on March 31st after dropping off her kids to school or to a daycare type of thing. She came back. Boyfriend or ex-partner that was about to move out of the apartment complex took her car, drove off, came back, and said, "Oh, where did she go?" She didn't take anything with her. She left everything behind. Coats, like a jacket, cell phone, purse, you name it. She left it all behind. Okay. Now, I'm just giving you guys very much the nuts and bolts. We're going to go into a timeline here to get you guys to know exactly what went down here that is leading up to the new news that we will be getting into here very shortly. But as we watched it, as we talked about this in this timeline, we all agreed this is not making any sense. And the person that they should be looking at is the doggone boyfriend or partner. Okay? Period. He's the last one to see her. He was with her. He took her car. He was gone for a while, came back several hours later, and poof, she was gone like a thief in the night. But he's sitting there going, I don't know how she left. How did that happen? We all know this information, guys. But for those of you guys who don't, real quick, we're going to go through a timeline. And then, of course, we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of everything. Obviously, the arrest of this monster. Okay? Now, this is a timeline of Madeline Kingsbury at that time. Okay? So just so you guys know. So we already know she went missing on March 31st and has not had any contact with friends or family since. The father of her children, his name is Adam Fravel, okay, or Fravel. I think it's Fravel, but father of the children is believed to be the last person to see her. Here's what we know about her disappearance so far in the timeline of the investigation. So March 31st, the day that she went missing, at 8 a.m., Maddie dropped off her two children at daycare with their father, Adam, in her 2014 blue Chrysler Town and Country. At 8:15, she returned home at the 400 block of Cary Drive in Winona. Her sister, Madeline Kingsbury, told Fox 9 it was at this time she received the last text message from Maddie. The text was just laughing in response to a funny photo I sent the night before from a trip she and I took to Rhode Island last summer. No one else heard from her after that. This is what Megan, her sister, said. Moving on, about an hour and 45 minutes later, at 10 a.m., the children's father reportedly told police he left the home around 10 a.m. in a dark van, in the Chrysler Town and Country. When he returned home later that day, he claimed Maddie was not there. So between 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., police said a van matching Madeline's van was driving on Country Road 12 and Highway 43 in Winona County, and then southbound on Highway 43 through the eastern part of Fillmore County. Then the van traveled back toward Winona on Highway 43 and remained in the driveway of a home, or remained in the driveway of the home, from 1:30 onward. Police said did not say who was driving the van. We already know who it is. I'm just going to say, we already know who it is. Undetermined time. So Maddie failed to show up to work at Mayo Clinic in Rochester Friday morning and never picked up her two children from daycare that afternoon or made alternative arrangements for someone else to do so. Police said the children are now safe. Of course. Thank God they're okay. Maddie's family tried to contact her throughout the day on Friday, but had no luck, which they said was out of character for her not to respond. We realized that night, Friday, that no one had heard from her all day, which is highly unusual. So that's when she started to have a growing concern, or that's when we started to have a growing concern. This is according to Madeline's sister. Another undetermined time. Police searched Maddie's home and found her cell phone, wallet with ID, and jacket that she was wearing earlier in the day. Police also searched the van, but did not say if anything was found. Of course, this is Madeline's face. This is what Madeline looks like, just so you guys know. If you don't see it in the thumbnail, clearly this is what this young woman looks like. Okay? Mother of two. All right? So April 1st, Saturday morning, family officially reported Maddie missing on Saturday morning and organized a search with friends the same day. Saturday afternoon, the police department announced her case as a missing persons investigation and asked for the public's help in finding her. The next day, Sunday, the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension issued an endangered missing person alert for Maddie and released her description as 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 135 pounds, and has brown eyes or brown hair and hazel eyes, as we already see here. On the 3rd, the police department, Winona Police Department, provided its first press release on the case Monday. She was last seen at her home in Winona. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning, but didn't. In addition, numerous calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. Kingsbury was supposed to pick up her children from daycare that afternoon, but didn't show up or make other arrangements. All of this is extremely out of character for her. Investigators were also canvassing neighborhoods, searching areas, and attempting to collect any surveillance video that may point to where Maddie or the van may have traveled. Now, obviously, they go into an immense amount of search. They were searching high and low, trying to find this young woman, trying to find out where the heck she is, right? Doing everything they could. In fact, they were looking at large portions, okay, large areas, trying to find out where she could be, especially along the roads and highways in which the ex-partner, okay, ex-father of the children was driving that town and country car for a couple hours. Remember, let's go back to the top here. Just really quick. For an hour and 45 minutes, okay, they returned home at 8:15 a.m. 10 a.m., okay, the father of the children reportedly told the police that he left home at that time, at 10 a.m. in that Chrysler Town and Country. And then from 10 a.m. till 1:30 p.m., which is a good chunk of time, he was driving all over the place in this Town and Country van, just chilling in the car, driving around, doing God knows what. Okay. Now I'm going to say this. I said it before when we first initially talked about this story. Okay. So I'm going to say it again. Don't that seem a bit suspicious? Why is he not primary suspect number one from the jump? Just saying. But I get it. They can't automatically go, oh, yeah, him guilty. Well, yeah. Moving on. It's because the math ain't mathing. Because he left for several hours. Then he came back and he goes, where's Madeline? See what I'm saying? Oh, my word, where did she go? My love, where did she go? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't math. I'm sorry, him guilty all the live long day. Yes, S-Dubs. Yes, S-Dubs. Him guilty. Guilty. Okay. Let's continue. All right. So I'm going to skip up a little bit because obviously there's been a lot of mass searches. People have been putting in a lot of work trying to find this young woman. Okay, this mother of two. So April 12th. Remember, this is we in June right now, y'all. We in June. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the full timeline. Okay, but I just want to give you a little bit of an idea of how much work was put into trying to find this young woman. Okay, so the police department released a statement. An updated statement Wednesday afternoon on the investigation into Maddie's disappearance, saying they, quote unquote, remain extremely concerned for her safety. We have had two goals since we learned Maddie was missing. Sorry. Bring her home, and if warranted, hold accountable the person or persons responsible for her disappearance. Releasing certain information about the investigation would jeopardize our availability to achieve these goals. We understand just how much the community wants answers, and we are asking everyone to be patient as the investigative process unfolds. We remain confident we will find Maddie and bring her home to her family, the statement reads. Now, again, they were putting in hours, countless time, hours, over hundreds of law enforcement and public safety personnel searched areas of interest based on information from the investigation or tips, okay? They were going high and low. Undetermined time. They said a judge ordered for Maddie's 5-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son to remain in the care of social services because Adam be a bad boy. I'm just saying that real quick. He not good. He no good. You're no good. You're no good. You're no good. You know what I mean? That song. He no good. All right. So the children were taken by Winona County Health and Human Services for a 72-hour hold on April 4th after learning Fravel did not have custodial rights to the children because he no good. And why do I hear Fravel and I think Fraggle Rock? Forgive me, guys. Okay. But still, down at Fraggle Rock is not fun for these kids. And he did not have custodial rights to these kids. And I wonder why. So the judge issued a decision on April 12th that the children would not be released into Fravel's care at this time, but instead remain with the WCHHS. The children shall remain in their current placement at this time as it is in their best interest because they knew something was wrong, y'all. They knew something was up with Fraggle Rock. Okay? Something was up with Fraggle. Period. But we're going to skip through this. Obviously, they were going and looking everywhere. They were still carrying out daily. This is April 17th. It's April 17th. And it's June, babies. And I'll say that in a second. So just this chunk, okay? The WPD said law enforcement officials are still carrying out daily searches. In the previous week, they have conducted searches from the air, water, in addition to searching on foot. To aid in the search, police are utilizing sonar technology, submersibles, and dog teams. All right. Now let me just say this really quick, y'all. All right. Yo, Chuck Diesel, what's up, man? What's up, my brother? Long time no see. Good to see you, my brother. Welcome to the show. But the thing is listen, guys, let's keep it straight funky. Okay? You have all of this that was going on. Okay? You got a whole lot of stuff going on here. They're doing everything, searching high and low, sea and air, all that stuff, right? But what's interesting is no one really cared about this story. No one talked about this story. Like, really, no one talked about it. There was a few people, like there'd be a few, like where is Madeline type of thing. What happened to Madeline? You know what I mean? And then they do a quick little video about it, and that's it. But no one really talked about it. And the reason why I think that happened is because this dropped right at the same time that the Lori Vallow Daybell situation was going on, around the same time that the why am I forgetting her name? The girl with all the multiple, she was claiming to have multiple personalities. Letitia Stout situation was going on at that same time. All this stuff, okay? All this stuff. All those trials that were going on were happening right at the same time that this woman, this mother of two, went missing, and no one listened. It just kind of became a soft story off in the side of in the corner. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying that's the reality of it is of that. You know what I mean? These are the breaks. It's just how it is now, every once in a while. But it is very wild to me that this was a story that was there and just flew right under the radar. When clearly, in my personal opinion, if everyone really knew about this story and saw the timeline and knew about the inside information about Mr. Fraggle Rock basically on his way out the door, about to be kicked out, like he was moving out of the house, I feel that there would have been a lot more reaction social media wise if people had known the information, and if there wasn't so many cases, so many trials going on at the same time. I feel like there would have been a lot more energy and time on this one if there wasn't those trials going on back to back. I mean, that's just a theory of mine. It sucks because there's a lot of stories, okay, like Madeline Kingsbury, okay, for example, is another story that's just flown under the radar. Another young girl still missing to this day. No one knows where she is, but it's a conversation that just flew under the radar. It's sad, but it's true. So skipping through all of this timeline, because it's a lot, okay? They put in a lot of time and effort to try to find this young woman, okay? And a lot of it, we all feel the same way, is this man be guilty. He guilty, or he knows something, okay? Maybe he didn't have his hand in doing the unthinkable, but he knows something. You can't tell me he drove off, came back and said, oh my God, where's my wife? You know what I mean? Where's my girl? I don't know where she is. Oh my gosh. And not do anything about it. That doesn't seem to math right in my personal opinion. Okay? It just doesn't. So with that being said, and yes, Tyler, he's so guilty. So that with that being said, I mean, obviously that's just a very broad stroke of everything that went down. Because like I said, people, they have been putting in so much work, working diligently, working passionately to find out what the heck happened to this mother of two. Now we got some new information, which blew my mind. At first, I thought it was just an arrest. But then we found out it's more than just an arrest. And there's a reason why there was an arrest. Because human remains were found. So let's get into this, guys. And this sucks. Again, this sucks. So more than 2 months after 27-year-old Madeline Kingsbury went missing in southern Minnesota, the father of her 2 children has been taken into custody for following the discovery of human remains. So again, it doesn't end on a positive note here, guys, except that we hope that justice will prevail, right? So Adam Fravel, I like to call him Fraggle Rock, was listed on the jail roster page of Winona County Sheriff's Office Wednesday evening, which notes he's being held on suspicion of second-degree M. Now, I wonder why it's second degree. I'm going to be real. I do wonder why it's second degree, but, you know, we'll let them do their investigations. So the WPD announced Wednesday evening that remains were found earlier in the day in some brush of Highway 43 near the town of Mabel in Fillmore County. As early as April, investigators had zeroed in on the area. The Southern Minnesota Residential Medical Examiner's Office is now working to identify the remains. Kingsbury went missing on March 31st after dropping off her children, which we already know. The kids' ages are 2 and 5, at their daycare. All of her belongings, including her phone, wallet, were found in her Winona home, and the van that she drove was parked in the driveway because Fraggle Rock was driving it. Remember? Yeah, he be driving it. Early on in the investigation, authorities called her disappearance suspicious and involuntary. On April 12th, about 2 weeks after Kingsbury went missing, Fraggle Rock publicly denied any involvement. Remember that? Remember when we talked about that? He said, I had nothing to do with this, blah, blah, blah. I've been cooperating, so on and so forth. I think the statement is here down below, so I'm going to read it here. But he publicly denied any involvement. He said after the kids were dropped off, he left her home in a blue minivan, and she was gone when he returned. So he says, during these last 12 days, I have cooperated with law enforcement at every turn, including sitting down for multiple interviews with Winona County law enforcement. I did not have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. I want the mother of my 5-year-old and 2-year-old to be found and brought home safely. I want that more than anything, as he said in a statement. So, as you could see, he was out here doing his thing, saying what he needs to say. There were stories on how he at first wasn't really cooperating with 5-0, but now he is going out of his way to help out and be cooperative as best as he can, or at this time. But now the fact that that remains have been found, and of course they have not yet said these remains are Madeline's, but it's safe to say that it's going to be a strong possibility that it will be Madeline's remains. And when it does happen, we are going to find out. We're going to talk about it. Okay? Real talk. But real quick, Caesar, thank you so much for the 2. Buenos noches, my brother. Buenos noches. Tyler, thank you so much for the 2. Love my Minnesota fam in the chat, keeping up. Yes. And yes, thank you so much for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that, yes, Diary. Yes, I'm already talking about that. But thank you so much for the update on Facebook. So remains have been found. They are suspecting it to be Madeline Kingsbury. They have not confirmed it as of yet, but it's a strong speculation given the fact where these remains were found, along a highway in which the car was known to be driving around in that area, so on and so forth. Okay. But real quick, I want to grab this as well, because there is a video from Madeline's sister that I wanted to share as well here in the chat, in the show. So this is her finding out, like literally right off the bat, her finding out about Fraggle Rock getting arrested. So let's take a listen.
Since March 31st of this year from Winona, her ex, Adam Fravel, has officially been arrested. Finally. He's been arrested.
Finally.
He is at Winona County Jail right now. And I'm not ready to say a lot right now. We're kind of waiting on some more information right now. But yes, I can confirm he has been arrested. More details to come. The whirlwind is just starting all over again. This is definitely a silver lining. We're glad that he's in custody and he's not walking around as a free man anymore. So more to come.
Now, what's interesting about this, though, too, let me just say this too, is that she's not saying anything about the remains being found. The only thing that she's mentioning here is that Fraggle Rock has been arrested. That's the only thing that she has said so far. Okay? That's the only thing that she has said, is that this piece of work has been arrested. She doesn't say anything about the remains being found or anything of that sort. I'm sure, like she said, I'm sure she wants to say some things. Oh, I'm sure of it. Oh, I'm sure of it. But I think she's kind of going, I don't know if I really want to say anything about this right now, given the fact that there's been so much new information in all of that. But still, no matter what, it is heartbreaking, no matter what. Yes, yay, law enforcement. Great job doing their due diligence. Great job arresting this mother lover who should have been arrested about 2 damn months ago, but we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're just happy it's done in the first place, right? Right. We're just happy it's done now. But at the same time, now we have 2 children that have no parents. That's the sad part of it all as well. Let's not forget that. And they have not identified the remains. Human remains have been found. They have yet to come out and say, yes, this is the remains of such and such. They have not done that yet. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm also preparing for the worst. They obviously arrested this man for a reason. Okay? They obviously arrested this piece of trash for a reason. Just put that in your pipe and smoke on it for a minute. Now, I want to play this this news clip for you guys right quick. Again, what angers me so much is that this is a young person. This was such a young woman, 2 children, so many opportunities in her life. I'm sure she was trying to get herself free from the clutches of a very terrible and probably very dangerous individual. Okay? And getting her kids away from a very dangerous individual. You got to wonder why that monster did not have custodial rights, did not have custody over his own biological children. It tells you something. There's a story already written for you, telling you proof positive that this person is a bad individual. And she was trying to get as far away from this person as possible. So him guilty from the moment that he pulled up in that town, that Chrysler town and country, into the house and going, oh, where did she go? You knew exactly where you took her, bruh. I'm sorry. I said it. I don't give a damn. You know exactly what you did. You know exactly where you took her. And it was all because you couldn't take the idea of losing control. That's it. I said it. But let's take a look at this video. More info.
In the case of a Minnesota mother of 2 who disappeared in March.
Within just the last 2 hours now, the father of Madeline Kingsbury's children was arrested. Our BC O'Neill Erie joins us from the Fox 9 Live Center tonight. BC, tell us what we know so far.
Tim and Kelsey, Adam Fravel was the last person to see Maddie alive more than 2 months ago. And tonight, jail records out of Winona County reveal Fravel was taken into custody and is being held on a murder charge. Kingsbury was missing since March 31st after dropping her kids off at daycare with Fravel. He initially told police he left Maddie's home that morning in her minivan to run errands. And when he came back later, she was gone. Her phone, jacket, and wallet were still inside. In the months since, there have been multiple mass searches across Winona and Fillmore counties for Maddie, but they've turned up nothing. Fravel has also spent the last couple of months fighting for custody of his 2 children. And Fox 9 was there on Monday, as you can see, as he entered court for a custody trial.
Now let me say this really quick, okay? Now I get it. Let me just make this abundantly clear, okay? I have never gone through custody battles with children or anything of that sort, okay? But ain't it kind of messed up that he's concerned about the custody of his children and not trying to find the mother of the children? Is that weird, or am I wrong? Now, again, I don't know how the procedures are and all that, and maybe he had no choice but to show up in court for this. And I get it that he probably, the idea, let's just say if he was innocent, okay, I can understand a parent being like, wait a second, no, I can't fathom the idea of my children being in the system. I need to get them out as quickly as I can, right? But one part that doesn't make sense to me, y'all, is that you got somebody who's more concerned about getting the custody of his kids than actually helping out with 5-0 so that they can find the mother of the children that he had with her. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, not a lawyer. I'm just a guy telling the story. But that's a part that doesn't make any sense to me at all. How can you sit here, show up in court, be willing to risk it all to get your child, to get the kids, but you're not lifting a finger to try to help find the mother of these children? It makes no sense. Optically, this looks jacked up in my personal opinion. But again, I don't know how the courts work. I don't know how the systems work and all that, but it seems like his concern is a little jacked up. Wouldn't you be like, yo, okay, fine, I get it, they're in the system. We're going to figure it out, but we need to find her. Or I need to do everything I can to exonerate myself, to show proof positive it wasn't me. Why would he have to go to court to fight to get custody over his children, getting the rights over his children? That makes no sense, right? Right? He would have to do... It just doesn't make sense, guys. Come on. This clearly shows to me him guilty. Instead of, hey, let me show you proof positive that I'm not a bad guy and that I am innocent and I didn't do this thing. I'll show you everything. Now give him my kids back. Not, I'm going to fight for it in court. Forget trying to prove my innocence. Let me fight for it in court. Forget where she is. What? You should be in the fields. You should be wading in the water. Okay? Flying in the sky on top of a falcon, trying to find Madeline, but you're not doing that. You're busy trying to get custody over your kids. That screams foul play to me. That is red flag city right there, guys. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm just saying I had to ask. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so thank you. Thank God I'm not crazy. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm just saying I had to ask. Weird. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so thank you. Thank God I'm not crazy. Unbelievable. Okay. What just happened there? Wow, that was weird. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so thank you. Thank God I'm not crazy. Unbelievable. Okay. What just happened there? Wow, that was weird. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so thank you. Thank God I'm not crazy. Unbelievable. What was that? What just happened there? Wow, that was weird. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, so thank you. Thank God I'm not crazy. Unbelievable. What was that? What just happened there? That was so weird. That was the weirdest echo I've ever heard That was wild. Okay, I fixed it, but that was weird. That was weird, y'all. But anyway, thank God I'm not crazy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Thank God I'm not crazy. Let's continue with the rest of this.
Ended up agreeing to a temporary deal, and that is to keep the kids with the grandparents. And it's important to note, Fravel has denied any involvement in Maddie's disappearance. And as of right now, no formal charges have been filed, but we do expect an update from officials very soon. And it's also still unclear what evidence law enforcement has collected regarding Maddie's disappearance and how Fravel may be connected.
So they late. This is old, just so you know. He got arrested. There are remains that were found, and I guess during the recording of this news clip, they did not have everything yet. They didn't know all the information. But human remains have been found. This is the information that we do know now. This Fraggle Rock individual, Adam Fravel, whatever the heck his name is, has been arrested. Here's his mugshot. He is looking at second-degree M right now as we speak because allegedly he did a very, 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 very bad thing. Okay? And I say, hey, let him be locked up. Let him be freaking locked up because this is a violent individual. And I'm sure he has a history of as well, not only just on her, but I'm sure on the children as well. I'm sure he uses force, period. But let me get some of these super chats really quick. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 10. Fraggle Rock, Muppets on crack. Yeah. Talvish, thank you so much for the 2. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Pascal, just tuned in. I cash app you as well. Thank you. I don't see it, but thank you. I do appreciate the love. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, regardless, the support is very much appreciated. Tara, thank you so much for the 5. Ola, thank you for always being respectful and compassionate. You the best. No, you the best, Tara. Thank you so much for the 5. And Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much for the 500 yen. Konnichiwa. Okay, yes, I am right. Konnichiwa. All right. It's good to see some justice coming out on this and other cases too. Can't wait for more. P.S. Pascal, your new thumbnails are rocking. Thank you. I'm trying, you know what I mean? I'm trying to set these things up a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like more things are coming beyond just the thumbnails. Okay. New things are coming visually that are coming. Trust and believe. Okay. Lily, Little Miss Sunshine, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Pascal, for bringing awareness to so many. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I love what I do. I love doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I love being able to talk about these stories, especially when they turn towards the avenue of justice. I'm not happy that the human remains were found. I'm not happy about that, but I am happy about a evildoer getting locked up, okay, and having the fear of dropping the soap, okay? That makes me sleep well at night, okay? Someone like this guy, lock him up, you know what I mean? And keep him locked freaking up, okay? But no matter what, my heart, thoughts, and prayers go out to the Kingsbury family. My heart and thoughts seriously do go out to the 2 kids because now, at the end of the day, they don't have any parents now. They're going to be this Fraggle Rock, okay? This individual here, now, if he is fully convicted, fully charged and convicted, and thrown in there and they throw away the key, and he has connections, if he is in any way, shape, or form connected to the demise of this young woman, he is going to basically watch his children grow through a plexiglass. And that's if they decide to go and visit him. That's the sad part of it all as well. And as much as he was trying not to have those kids put in the system, guess what? there's a strong possibility they could actually be put in the system now. Why? Because of him doing something so unbelievably disturbing, allegedly. Some of y'all need to know better, y'all. Damn. Some of y'all just need to know better. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Woo! We got some work to do tomorrow, so I got to go to sleep. Okay, guys? Thank you, Charlie Miller. I appreciate it. Innocent, LOL. Him guilty. Him guilty. Okay? Him guilty. There is no avenue where he would be innocent right now. No way. There's no way. So we're gonna see what happens. But again, this is when dumb people do dumb-ish. Again, I'm just surprised he's been able to breathe in this freedom air for the past 2 months, for crying out loud. Lucky him, I guess. But now that gavel of justice is going to be striking down upon him like with 1,000 thunderbolts, and I cannot wait for it. Honestly, I cannot wait to hear what happens with him. Don't drop the soap, baby. Don't drop the soap. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. All right. Hit it. Crush it. Make it scream out your name. All right. Please share this feed because this is breaking news. This is breaking information. I know there's a lot of people that still want to know about this story and get up to date on it, especially when they wake up tomorrow morning. So please, if you can share this, that would be greatly appreciated. If there's any more developing information about anything revolving around this particular case, you know for a fact I will be talking about it with you guys. So please hit that like button before you head out. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button, baby. All right? Be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Oh, and also, shameless plug, but I'm trying to build up my Patreon. So please go join my Patreon, patreon.com/the Pascal Show. All right. It is another safe place just in case they decide to randomly turn off the lights again over here. This will keep me afloat and keep these purple lights on and be able to keep continuing to tell you these stories and keep you up to date on things that are going on in the world. Okay, guys? So please consider hitting that. Or you can just simply hit that join button down below and become a member as well, okay? I appreciate everybody. I love all y'all. Thank you so much for being here. It is time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because we got stories to go. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.